Hey, everybody. It's May 15th, Thursday, 2025. And I'm Jan Erickson, and this is As Above, So Below. Well, if you saw the reading for yesterday, you know that I was under the weather and I did not do the reading on Monday. So I'm going to, just in case, because it's kind of up and down, I'm going to go ahead and do tomorrow's reading for the 15th. And I'll schedule it just in case that, things don't work out. And I'm not, you just never know. It's been like that for the last week or so. So I think I'm getting better and then I don't. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We've got Birkenau today for the Elder Futhark rune, for the above side of things. Birkenau is the 18th rune of the Elder Futhark, and it is an earth element rune, and it means fertility. It also means the birch tree, and which is a symbol of that. And it's a bind rune in and of itself. You can see Isa and Laguz and Vunyo and Rado and Kenez in a few directions there, and forward and reverse twice, actually. And so it's pretty complex in that you're talking about birth and fertility and protection. You're also talking about new beginnings, and it doesn't have to be like a physical birth of a child. It could be the birth of a new project, bringing something to fruition. In other words, so not the pregnancy, but the birth itself. So you're going to have something new. So you're working on a project, and basically it goes in the direction of you're in the place of completion of it, and so but we'll see what the cards have to say. Let me do the geomancy rune here first. But there could be something that either is related to an actual birth that could happen today or in the next couple of days or something, or you're getting close to finishing something. See, there's that. So this is Kata Draconis. Kata Draconis is going to be about endings and completion. It's thought to be an evil rune by geomancers of old. It reflects the south node of the moon in karma, which is probably why it does that. Okay, where is it? Oh, here. No, that's Capit. Capit reflects the north, the north node of the moon, and so new beginnings being on. I can't do that very well. On the threshold of new beginnings. So it would be the north node of the moon, whereas again, Kata is the south node. So there could be something getting in the way. There it is. Could be something getting in the way of completing something today, and either something external or you're getting in the way of something, maybe. Could be that. But, another thing that Birkenau represents is healing and growth. So if we want to look at it that way, let's go with that before we get into bringing something to a conclusion. We'll see what the cards have to say, though. But I'm wondering if, in terms of healing and growth, is there something about the past that could help you either do that, or is there something about the past that's getting in the way of it? Karma really isn't anything that's negative. It's just going back and finishing something, or doing it in a different way. And so there could be something like that where through past experience you may have realized that there's something about what you're doing that it's just not working anymore, and you have to embrace something new. And which is the lesson of karma, essentially. Although people look at karma in different ways, I'm a little more positive with it than maybe others are. It's like, ooh, karma's a bad thing. No, it's not. Well, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. Let's go ahead and do the numerology. Let's see, Birkenau was 18. The page doesn't have one, doesn't have a number. None of the court does. Let's see, 3 of Cups and 9 of Wands. Um, we have 30, and so that's going to reduce to 3. Let me put that down there. So this would suggest something is coming to its conclusion, wouldn't it? And the Page of Pentacles now, you're looking at somebody who's conscientious. It's a student. Pages are students. Knights are a little bit older. They've gone through what they're going to go through education-wise. The page is completing his or her study, if you will. You're looking at somebody who's reliable. Could be somebody who's spiritual in nature. But you're looking at Pentacles, which is the earth element, and so you're talking about your physical reality, your education, your home, your work, your just everything that's physical about you. And so there's a sense of grounding about that, and also reliability and dependability about that. And maybe that's been a challenge for you. And if you look at Cauda Draconis in terms of karma, you may need to, if you've done that in a past life or just in the past of your present life, where things have not really been as successful as you wanted them to be, because maybe you just couldn't be depended upon or relied upon. You couldn't work in a conscientious way or a structured way, if you will. And that could be what the what Cauda Draconis is actually referring to. Now, I think that I'm going to do the Nine of Wands first. There could be a feeling of struggle. Here you see a battle has happened. You can see his bandage on his head. You see and 9 is about endings and completion, and so well, in part it is. And then you've got he's holding on to one staff, and there's 8 more behind him. And whenever I look at this card, he's looking back there, and it's kind of a furtive look on his face. It's like, okay, is it really over? Do I really have the support that I think I have? Because you're seeing the 8 wands or 8 staffs behind this dual line of demarcation there that separates out one thing versus another. He's finished, and either this is what he had to come up against, or this is something that is part of his support system. Maybe it was a clash of ideas, if you will, say at work or somewhere. And because the suit of wands reflects ideas and creativity, the spark of life, so manifestation, if you will. But maybe it's a struggle with his own will. His maybe there's an issue with will here, where you want to do something in a certain way, but the group needs you to do it in a more conscientious and reliable way. In other words, you need to be a dependable member of the group. And maybe in the past that's been tough for you. Maybe you like to go it alone and work independently, and working collaboratively with other people is just a tough thing to do. My husband's kind of like that, where if I try to help him with something, it's like he wants my help, but he doesn't want my help, because he can get it done if he doesn't have to sit and explain everything to me, And so even though he can work with other people, I think his preference is not to. And so, well, he's a Sagittarian, so you just never know. They're off doing whatever they want to do, their own little adventure and the way they want to do it, so they don't want anybody telling them what to do. So it could be that there's just something where there's some inner growth here today for you, where you have to realize that sometimes you do have to work with other people, and you have to be a dependable and cohesive member of that group. And maybe 9 is given that it's endings and completion, you're figuring it out, so you're not having a battle of inner will essentially, and maybe you're not feeling, and maybe you're just tired, or maybe you're just not too sure that you're succeeding there. But as you go on, you're going to have, this integration that other people at least are hoping to get from you, and realistically that you're going to like doing on as well. Even if you do like to work independently, sometimes it's just fun to work with other people. And I think that the Three of Cups, the emotional satisfaction of a job well done together, collaboratively, because you see they're dancing together, holding their chalices high, their cups high, and you see the reward of the harvest here on the ground. And so they've completed something together, and they feel a sense of emotional well-being and satisfaction from it. And that's what I mean about even if you're somebody that likes to work independently, being able to collaborate with others can be really important. With the 3 numerology for the reading, I mean, realistically, you're looking at again, the same type of integration as you have with the 3, being able to communicate and integrate with other people, having that collaborative effort work out really well. It suggests that it will, if you can, drop the inner conflict of the issue of your own will, you're sort of in a battle with your own self, really. It's not really you're in a battle with the people who want to collaborate with you. It's just trying to figure out, how do I do this, without an exercise in will getting in the way, how do I do that? And I think that the issue of karma, or the issue of past experience being a teacher for the future, being able with the Page of Pentacles to look at things in a realistic and grounded way. So where you see the benefit of letting go of the battle of your own inner will, and the struggle between ego and higher self. That battle is always there. What's going to win out? Well, the higher self side wins out, and you can collaborate with others, and you experience that inner growth and that inner development that you get with and you can bring a project to fruition collaboratively. So we could also put that in there as well. But you can heal the conflict within, if you will, and be able to see this as just another way of getting something done. And it doesn't have to be just you doing it. You can be part of a group that just makes it much more interesting. And I can just right now feel my husband, doing, no, and then he'll say, oh no, but I do want you there. It's like, no, you don't. You really don't. Admit it, But that's a thing. I mean, people, it's a struggle people have, and it's a battle to see it clearly. And I think that the 9 is, after that struggle inside, the inner struggle you have, you're spent from it, aren't you? It's just like, wow, and I never knew that I had such conflict inside me, but it doesn't mean that you're a failure if you collaborate toward a mutual end with people. It just means you're going to do it a little differently this time, instead of accomplishing it all by yourself. And so that may be what this is about here. It's just letting you know that if we're all here to heal and grow and develop and work towards something better, essentially, and kind of addressing the demons within, or the ego within, is sometimes we have to do that. But when you do, then you celebrate the integration that you've achieved with other people, and you bring something to completion or fruition. So I guess that's it. Well, I hopefully I will continue to feel better, but I just didn't want to take the chance that I missed tomorrow too, like I missed Monday. So at least I've got both readings in now for the week, and that's important. So anyhow, thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. And have a good day. Have a good weekend. And hopefully we'll be back to normal on Monday for Monday's episode of of as above, so below. So be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.